Well, it's a bit of a windy Monday, and yeah, we've got snow coming down across the Palouse, but as we head into the next few days, the cold weather sticks around. Yeah, there's not much of a change in the forecast for the next few days. The good news is we get rid of some of the wind and a lot of the snow. That snow's still coming down. This looks more like January than it does like the middle of April. Need I remind you, we are in the middle of April? Well, yeah, we are, and Colfax still has some of that snow there on the houses and roads, and that's just a sign of what we're seeing down to the south. You saw Janelle a little bit earlier in the snow in the Palouse. Well, some of that snow is going to stick around. The good news is the roads are pretty warm, so a lot of that kind of stay into those grassy surfaces. But tomorrow in Spokane, we wind up falling into the 20s. We do it again as we get into Wednesday and even Thursday, so we stay rather chilly the next few days here in Spokane. It's that kind of weather pattern. Now, when it comes to our temperatures, we're in the mid-30s right now, and likely not changing much as we move through the day. That's a good news, bad news situation because we're not going to warm up, but we're also really not going to cool down. 39 in Coeur d'Alene and mid-30s out in central Washington. When it comes to the snow, well, winter weather advisories remain in effect. The Palouse, 2 to 5 inches of snow. You get up and over the mountain passes, could be seeing a couple of inches of snow. Not near what you're seeing down in the Palouse. The heart of that moisture is right down to our south because of the location of the storm itself. There's the storm. It's literally going right along southern Washington, and the low pressure center is what's responsible for pulling in some of this cold and giving us the moisture and the energy. Those are the three things you need to get snow, and we've got all three. If you make it down into the Palouse, snow still coming down in Moscow, Pullman, and it's really coming down in Ritzville as well. Moses Lake kind of transitioning over to a bit of rain. That's after a little bit of snow earlier. Here in Spokane, we've been kind of right on the edge of it all day. That's the reason we're not really seeing that accumulation. And it's a similar story off to the north. We just don't have that close proximity to the storm to get the energy or the moisture. That eventually winds up moving out as we head through the remainder of the evening. And what we wind up catching is a few isolated snow showers as we get into the day tomorrow, and those kind of linger into tomorrow evening with even more of that activity as we get into Wednesday. So a lot going on here as we move through the next couple, but here you go. We've got snow coming down when it comes to what we're going to see on top of what we've already seen. Well, Pullman today, 1 to 3 inches of snow. You head up and over those mountain passes, about an inch more on top of what we've already seen. Ritzville, less than an inch, but yeah, it's still coming down, still kind of sticking as we move through it. When it comes to the wind, well, it stays strong. Wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour for the remainder of the evening. This lasts until 11 p.m., so expect that wind to remain strong even after the sun goes down. Pretty widespread, 35 to 45 miles per hour. Not at the strength in which you would get widespread wind damage, but still strong nonetheless. Tomorrow, 20 to 30 miles per hour and eventually calming down as we get into the day on Wednesday, so a bit of a change over the next few days. Right now, we're looking at a chilly morning. Tomorrow, we're down in the 20s. Oh, gross. That feels a lot more like February than it does like April, and by tomorrow afternoon, temps in the low 40s feels a lot more like the end of February than it does like the middle of April. It's that middle of April thing that keeps getting us. Over the next few days, well, all right, today winds up breezy, partly cloudy tomorrow, and then, oh man, all right, well, rain, snow, chance thereof just about each and every day as we move through the week.